現在お送りしているイベントはフロストファタルズ2024の5日目の映像になっています。今回のイベントは全米女性法律センターに寄付金が送られるチャリティーイベントです。リストリームでの放送はですね、現在も続いております。この、放送が11日の午前3時までぶっ通しになりますので、皆さん適宜休憩取りながら見られるところを見ていただけると嬉しいです。デメントはなんかコメント欄見る限り結構期待してね、わざわざ他の用事を全部このために済ませてきたっていう方もいらっしゃるようなんで、この後デメント始まりますけれども、あと15分くらいですかね。こちらイベントのね、主な寄付方法、日本からですと、イベントの公式グッズをイエティで買う、もしくはビットウォーなどの寄付額投票に参加するというような方法があります。それからゲームバンドル、ハンブルバンドルを購入することで、今回のイベントで走られるゲームのコードを何本かまとめてセット購入することをしつつ、そのお金が寄付金として全米女性法律センターへ送られるという支援の仕方があります。ハンブルバンドル、謙虚な束。ビットウォーの方はですね、難易度変更とかエンディング分岐とかいろいろありますけれども、キャラクター名、この名前で主人公のね、名前入力してやってみたいなのもあったりして、それが一番寄付額が高かったものが採用されるというような仕組みになっていますので、どのような内容になるのかね、ゲームによってあったりなかったりですけれども、そちらにもご注目ください。おそらくですが、この後のデメントに関してはビットウォーはなしなんではないかと思われます。
But it's also made of velvet with a fleece backing. So if you wanted something, if you wanted to know that the materials, like I'm not just, saying this for nothing. If you wanted to know the materials could support my claim of it being soft.
It is so soft. But also, I just want to take a moment as well to appreciate the art on this because I am a huge fan.
はい、解説者の方はね、配信中も募集はしています。今回のイベントはちょっと応募のね、条件というのがありまして、そちらに、適さないというか、適さないっていうんじゃないの、応募条件満たせないという方はね、コメント欄の方で、知りうる限りのことを書いていただければ私が拾っていきたいと思います。ディスコードのジャパニーズリストリームのサーバーではですね、資料提供というのも受け付けていますので、もし資料をあらかじめ作ってどこかでアップロードして共有 URL をねお送りいただけるのであれば、そういうものを活用して司会進行が今こういうテクニックを使ったようですよっていうのを紹介しながら進行することも可能です。フロッグモード、実際フロッグモードは何だったんでしょうね。実際達成されなかったんで、なんともどういうものだったんでしょう。
Oh my gosh. And I'm so excited because I saw on social media today Sky Berkson was actually working on another kind of piece of something else, and I'm just like, oh my god, seeing your just process of everything is just so incredible.
Sky's work is beautiful, and he's truly
フロッグモードがオンになった場合、フィオナにはカエルのコスチュームを着せ、ヒューイには愛らしいおもちゃの犬のコスチュームを着せます。これペットの話ですかね。また昨日だったかな、ビット達成して犬の DLC で遊ぶのかなって思いきや、奏者さんが飼ってるリアルのペットの犬2匹が突然出てきて芸を見せてくれるっていうビットがあったんですよ。そういうのに近いんじゃないかなって思いますね、これね。多分そのディメンティウム2っていうゲームの中でキャラクターにカエルのコスチュームを着せられるっていうような、そのゲームのコスチューム設定とかね、コスメティックがあるわけではなくて、 そのワイプ映像を使ってペットを見せてくれるとかそういうビットがあったりするのでそっちかもしれません。デメントの方にあるんですか。ちょっと待ってください。デメントですね。これ買える。びっくりしました。じゃあ大丈夫ですねこれ。デメントですね。だから今からだ。さっきのゲームではないです。フィオナにカエルのコスチューム着せる。ヒューイにはおもちゃの犬コスチューム着せる。これはデメントのコスメティックの話ですね。ただこれは未達です。
I think it's time to kick it back to her. What do you think?
Yeah, let's kick it off back to the
ちょっと項目見間違えてましたが、デメント、要は、英題だとホーンティンググラウンドですけれども、ホーンティンググラウンドのビットの方でフロッグモードっていうのはありまして、これ未達なんですけれども、もし達成した場合には、キャラクターのコスメティック設定で変えると、おもちゃの犬のコスチュームを着せてプレイしますというものが開催されていました。目標額が$2000で、集まったのが$600なので実行されないんじゃないかと思うんですけど、どうでしょうかね。未達ですね。実際に見てみてから確認しますか。
So while they set that up, let's get some donations in. We've been getting some love for that Magister difficulty incentive, and I love to see it. So we did get $50 from Zokubun. Here's a donation to make things harder for Big Scared. Let's upgrade that chant run to Magister difficulty. Really see them need to tap into that inner zen.And chat, I agree. We absolutely need to tap into that inner zen. Let's get our
はい、ではあと10分足らずで、始まると思いますが、この後のタイトルデメント RTA カテゴリーは C エンディングになります。 RTA のカテゴリーとしましては A エンディングが他にあります。クリア予定タイムは31分前後となっていますね。ミス・スカーレットさんが走られます。ランキング的には6位の方です。カプコンから2005年に発売されたプレイステーション2向けのソフトです。今回環境としてはプレイステーション3を使うのかなっていう感じですね。ゲームのジャンルはゴシックサイコホラー、アメリカではホーンティンググラウンドという英題。このゲームクロックタワー3の続編として制作される予定だったものをタイトルや設定を若干変更した上で開発した。そしてイベントシーンの監督は俳優の竹中直人っていうのが有名らしいですね。イベントシーンの監督が俳優の竹中直人。ゲーム内容に竹中直人が複数いる。じゃあ監督が自ら演じている部分もあるってことですね。おそらくですがこのゲーム解説者さんは現在のところはいらっしゃらないんですけれども、コメント欄に結構有識者さんがいらっしゃるんで コメント欄が、いろいろ教えてくれたり盛り上がったりという形で見ていけるんじゃないかと思います。主人公のフィオナ・ベリさん、この子の服がカエルになるっていうビットだったのかな。で、オスのホワイトシェパードのヒューイくんの服が、可愛いおもちゃの犬っていうコスメティックにするというビットが開催されていたようです。
And welcome back, everybody. Looks like we have a prediction game going on right now. Some sports ball, the Mavericks versus the Kings. Looks like most people in the chat decided to go with Mavericks. I wonder how this is going to end up. I hope everybody wins.
例題がね、全然デメントじゃないので海外プレイヤーにはデメントって言っても通じないのかもしれませんね。ホーンティンググラウンドっていうタイトルで、発売されているのでデメントっていうと別のゲームを想起してしまう人もいるかもしれませんね、海外では。デメデメしてるのは日本だけですよ、きっと。全く違いますね。でも目もない。
Thank you so much for that. You get 50 tickets. I hope that you spread them to everyone that passes the vibe check for you. We also got $50 from Marduk.
なので放題でここのタイトル2作並べてみると、ね、ディメンティアムの後にデメントって続くからデメつながりだなと思いきや、英語で見ると、ディメンティアム2の後にホーンティンググラウンドをやっているので別にデメしてないですね。
Yeah? No? Okay. We also have $10 from Jenny. Jenny, you get 2 tickets.
偶然かもしれません。もしくは、デメを知った上でそういう並び方にしたのかわからないですけれどもね。日本ではデメしてるんだなって。
Now that's a moment if I've ever seen one. Thank you for that generous donation. And $50 from Fierce Wolf. Faith Blanket. GDQ Faith Pop. Let's see some GDQ Faith Pops in the chat. Hope y'all are staying cozy. Lesson 3.
開発もともとクロックタワー3の続編として作られようとしていたものだったそうなので、一部はクロックタワーのようなプレイ感覚がありつつも、でもあくまでクロックタワーの続編ではないことになったので、そことも異なる部分っていうのがあるみたいですね。音響効果はクロックタワー3のサウンドデザイナーの方と同じそうです。システムとしてはパニックメーターと同じようなシステムが使用されている。そういうところは共通点。異なる特徴的なシステムとしては、主人公が助け出した犬に指示を送り行動の手助けや敵への攻撃ができるほか、主人公がしつけを行うこともできる。また特殊なアイテムを使った連星がある。
Lesson 3. Mwah to you too. Love to feel the love. Thank you.
しつけグッボーイ。それはもう
no comment.
これ本家配信の方でもグッボイでしょう
Two
ね。
tickets to the good vibe train.
時間があるじゃないですか。タイマーあるじゃないですか。あそこにグッドドッグ何回も出てくるの見てます。あそこめちゃくちゃ犬表示されるんですけど、今回も出てきそうですね。
Just during haunting ground to get that met.
そう、グッドドッグってなぜか表示されることがあって。
Again, that's going to make the game harder for Big Scared.
隠れポイント、敵から身を隠すことができる隠れポイントは健在だが、回避ポイントは一部を除いて存在せず、代わりに犬や自身による直接攻撃でダメージを与え、一時的に行動不能にすることができる。一方、走り続けたりして疲労がたまると激しい行動が取れなくなるほか、敵の攻撃で負傷した際には行動に制限がかかることがある。
You know what belongs to speedrun events besides puns? Limericks. Ruby Heart broke their toe, a washing machine might have been the foe. But they won't jank it, lying under the blanket, presenting teacups for us all. Wahoo! Thank you so much for that, Prometheus. Right, and we are ready to start Haunting Ground C ending. Go ahead and take it away, Miss Scarlet.
Hello, my name is Miss Scarlet Tanager. These are my lovely bunnies. They are super cute and they
は
are
い、
my
画面
pets
切り替わり
along
まし
with-
た。
Hi, I'm Lee, aka 20-something loser. Happy to be here.
So this is Haunting Ground. It is a super cute game, and yes, super cute. I like to call it super cute. Other people don't think it's super cute, but I think the dog is super cute because you can get the dog to shake. Okay, so this is the secret room in the
Okay.
game. It's not going to be something you're going to see during the run. I just wanted to show off the shaking. So time is going to start. as
タイ
soon
ム
as
ス
I
タ
hit
ート
on
は
new game here. In 3,
ニューゲームを
2,
始めた瞬間。
1, go.
はい、始まりまし
So Haunted
た。
Ground is a survival horror game.
グッドラック。
Made by Capcom, done in the style of the old
そ
clock
してグッドドッグ。
This is the first of the Clock Tower spiritual successors. Originally, it was supposed to be Clock Tower 4, if I remember
クロックタワーの
correctly.
話してますね、やっぱり
But。after Clock Tower 3 not selling so well, they decided to give it its own name, Haunting Ground. Now, what happened in the cutscene that I skipped is we got into a bit of a car crash with our parents there, and we woke up without clothes in a spooky mansion. Thankfully, the game very quickly gives us clothes, which is nice. Right about here. Sadly, since we didn't make the incentive, we'll be
UI 言語日本語でやってますけど、これあえてなんですかね。
Huey's still cute. Alright, just gonna get all through this. And if you noticed, I'm playing in Japanese.
あー、なるほどなるほど。このプレステ3版は日本でしか配信されてないので選びようがないですね、言語選択というか UI 言語を。
This is one of the rarest games on the PS2, and it is kind of nice that it's accessible digitally that way. But it's also accessible digitally on the PS3, which is a massive pain to get. But at least it's available for $15 instead of $500. All right, so this is going to be our first stalker. His name is Debilitas. Debilitas is rather rude. He wants to give Fiona a hug. We don't want to give Fiona. We don't want him to give Fiona a hug. So instead, we're just going to bash him. Oh, I did that wrong. Ah, get off, get off, get off, get off. Okay. So it takes 4 hits in order to scare away
サ
Debilitas.
バ折りされる。
I did that wrong. There we go. All right, that went less than well, but I got managed to get him to go away. So thankfully, that's pretty consistent. It takes 4 of what we call backstep tackles in order to scare away Debilitas. Now we're going to make some codes here. Thankfully, you can make all of the codes that you need throughout the entire
keyboard
game
ですね。
at the same time. But since this is C ending, we only need 3 of them. We need meth, rest, and atomus.
レスト、
And yes, I said that right.
アダム、
All right.
アダ
So
マ
there's
ス。
all 3 of the ones that we need. Fiona is having a bit of a time there. Now, you may have noticed that the screen went a little wibbly wobbly there and Fiona fell around. That's because I missed that fourth attack on Debilitas. And Fiona doesn't have a health bar in the traditional sense. Technically, she does have a separate health bar, but what's really important is the panic meter. Unlike in Clock Tower 3, the panic meter is not visual in the sense of like a panic bar. Come on, open the door. But the more panicked Fiona is, the more
ドアは蹴り開けるものなんですね。
screen gets. And if the screen gets too wibbly wobbly and Fiona starts really losing control, you'll go into something called panic mode. We don't want to go into panic mode because you half lose control over Fiona. She just starts running in directions, and sometimes the game will take control of you and take control from you. Hopefully, we're not actually going to see panic mode. We shouldn't see panic mode because this game is fairly safely routed. At least
あ、
for
普
C
通に
ending.
開けてます。
A ending is another beast entirely because the difference between A ending and C ending is when you end the game. C ending actually ends the game only about halfway through the speedrun as a whole, but only after the first of 4 stalkers. So blink and you'll miss it. Oh, I didn't pick up the key. Oops. That's my bad. So I triggered the cutscene for the key, but during the cutscene, Fiona doesn't actually pick up the key, and I forgot to pick up the key.
Well, do we have time for a quick
鍵を見ただけで拾うのを忘れた。
We definitely do.
So
大
we
失
are
敗っ
now
て言っ
at
てます。
$620 out of the
テーブルの上に鍵があるわ。
to
す
the
って。
Magister difficulty. So that's only $380
スルーしちゃって
left to
開かな
meet
かっ
it.
た。
I absolutely know that we can do that. I believe in you, chat. So that is sorry, that is a lot of help that came from Char Bunny, who donated $100, who is donating for bunnies.
Bunnies!
Colon D lesson 3, and also for making the chant harder.
Did I say what their names were?
I don't believe so.
しっかり
the
パニッ
white
クしてい
one
ます
is
ね。
Tally, and the gray one is Garrus. And yes, they are named after exactly who you think they are.
I'm obsessed with that. I love it.
I love that. Yeah.
They're pretty adorable. It's
Oh,
kind of
脚力
become
あ
my
る。
thing to have them on screen in some mode. But anyway, we just picked up a map, which we're never going to use the map in the game, but we need to pick it up in order to trigger this cutscene right here. Now, in this cutscene, Fiona doesn't know what's going on. She's being chased by a scary man. That scary man found her in the kitchen there, and oh no, now we're back here because she passed out and another scary man put her back in the bedroom. But we heard a little bit of a whining puppy. So we have to go help the whining puppy. Yes?
子犬の
Obviously, right?
鳴き声が聞こえてくるので助けに行くんですかね。
Of course.
Yes. So this is Huey. He's attached to a tree with a rope. So we're going to take the rope off of him. Now, Huey's not our friend yet. He'll very shortly be our friend, but Huey ran off. Now, this is a pretty infamous Easter egg, but you should recognize this dog if you have played Resident Evil 4. Either the remake or the original. Yes, it is, quote unquote, that dog. The dog from Resident Evil 4 that can help you out in the El Gigante boss fight is Huey. It is this dog. They originally put it in Resident Evil 4 as a Easter egg and just sort of like a little bit of marketing because the games came out not at the same
イ
time.
ンスターエッグの話してます。この辺に隠し要素があるんでしょうか。
All right, so we're just going to skip that, and this is all of our instructions on how to use the doggo.
Well,
Come on,
speaking
Huey,
of
let's
fun
go.
facts, we did get a fun fact donation about this game.
Oh,
So we had $5 from Axis. They said, I wanted to send a small donation with my favorite fact about Haunting Ground. The English voice actor of Daniela is well known to Nickelodeon kids from the 90s. It's Moira Quirk, the referee from Nickelodeon Guts.
really?
Today we learned. That is a very fun fact.
Do you know what's... We're not going to see Daniela, sadly, during this run because Daniela does not make an appearance.
こういうところは犬をやらないと
Oh, that's the
こ
wrong...
う犬に指示して取りに行かせないと取れないアイテムとかあったりするんですね。
Here we go. Maybe I shouldn't try to commentate when I'm trying to do menuing. What was I saying? Right. We're not going to see Daniela because the only stalker that we actually
ちゃん
see
としつけておかないと
during
言う
the
こと
speedrun
聞かないでしょう
is
ね。
Debilitas. Because we're going to be ending the
こうっ
game
て言っても
shortly
何
after
が
we
みたい
take
な。
care of Debilitas. But my favorite stalker of the 4 is Daniela, which is the second stalker in the game because she is utterly horrifying. And I love her for that.
Come on.
Huey,
No.
come
読
on,
んで
Huey.
ます。
Come on.
He's just not behaving today.
来ませんね。
No.
Come on, dog.
Huey.
There it goes. Okay. So what you're supposed to do in that room is the second Huey goes through the door transition, you tell him no, which resets his AI.
あ、来ました来まし
And
た
then。you tell him to come in order to get him to follow you. He just decided not to there, which is the biggest source of RNG for this speedrun, is battling Huey's AI. Because whether or not Huey listens to your commands is
なんかスタックしちゃう箇所があるのですかね、あの部分には。
an affection mechanic that is based on, how you treat him. Do you give him good food? Do you give him, onions if you're a jerk? And whether or not you give him good boys after he does something good, stuff like that. So the more that you make him happy, the more he's likely to listen to your commands. The more you make him angry, the less he's likely to listen to your commands. Now, because making Huey happy is slow, we don't really interact with the AI system at all. Now, I'm going to focus here because this can either lose us a minute or look really easy. Don't turn around. Oh, darn it! Okay. So I accidentally ran there. I didn't mean to. So we're being chased by Debilitas. What you would normally do is you would have Debilitas run past you, as he did, but you're supposed to walk to the door to go through it. I was accidentally holding the run button. So we are still being chased by Debilitas when normally we would not be. So I'm going to use a backup strat in order to get through this. So this is going to be the only usage of the hide mechanic you're going to see in the game. Now, like other
お、隠れました。
like other clock tower-like games, you have the ability to hide from the stalkers that are chasing you. At least this gives me a moment to explain the game. So normally what you would do is you would hide from the stalkers. And now it says no enemy. He's still there, so we need to chill out for a bit. In a normal speedrun, you wouldn't be doing this at all, but because I missed the dodge, we are going to have to wait for him to actually leave. Because normally you'd be able to just sneak behind him, as I almost did. But I'm going to listen for a bit. Okay, I think we're fine. Okay, we're good.
Okay, excellent. Real quick
Yes.
update. We are now at $670 out of the 1,000 needed to upgrade to that Magister difficulty.
Okay.
Amazing.
So the reason that I was listening there is even though the game says that there is no enemy, there is still an enemy in that other room because Debilitas is still in that other room there. All right. There we go. Cool. So I have to not be being chased by an enemy in order to get into that little hole that I went to. And you need to get into that little hole because what I did there was I used the Adamus plate key in order to get an equipable item for Fiona that makes it so she can just run around as much as she wants now without having to worry about getting slowed down by her stamina, which is significantly faster. So we do have to risk Debilitas there, and it is a little unfortunate that I didn't get the full dodge on him. But again, that was my fault. I was holding the run button when I didn't mean to be. Though something interesting about that dodge, what goes on there is you hide in that tiny little alcove by the door, and Debilitas will run straight past you, but you have to be really wedged in that door for it to work. And up until, I kid you not, 2 days ago, we thought it was entirely random whether or not he ran past you or if he saw you in that little alcove. I found out that it's all Huey's fault. If Huey is on the south side of that room, so over by the alcove, then Debilitas will focus on Huey, which will cause him to turn and see Fiona in the little alcove by the door. If Huey is still in the north side of the room, Debilitas will run straight in, which is what you want.
結構脚力でなんとかしてるところが多く見えますね。ドアの開け方とか。
Tell Huey to come towards you, which paradoxically keeps him in the far end of the room just long enough for you to be able to get past him, or for you to be able to get past Debilitas. All right, so I'm being chased by him again because I had to kick a lever for a puzzle. But as long as Huey is in the room, he doesn't have to be next to me. As long as he is in the room, which you can tell that he's in the room with Fiona's
みんな
head
来てるか
turns
なこれ。
when I call him.
呼んでますけど。
Because there's a cutscene over here, and as long as Huey is in the room with you, Huey will push Debilitas off of a ledge there, which knocks him down, which is what we want.
来てますね。
However, Debilitas is still in the room, so we're just going to slowly just run past him as he's passed out on the ground. And I'm going to be running around to another area of the castle, so if you've got any time for donations, or if you got any donations, now's the time.
Perfect. So we recently got $50 from Nom Lemonade with no comment, but thank you so much for that donation. We are still working towards that upgrade to Magister difficulty for the chant. The chat, we really need to get this met. We really need. Oh, sorry, big jump. We just jumped up to $920 out of the 1,000 needed for that.
Do it.
And we also just hit $64,000 raised for the National Women's Law Center.
Amazing.
That is thanks to Nuclear Cheese, who just donated $250. Thank you so much with no comment. I can't math very well, so let me math this out. That gives you 50 tickets to the Good Vibe Train. That's incredible. Thank you so much.
And I'm getting the worst RNG with this dog right now.
Go. No.
Chat is loving Huey, by the way.
Go.
They say Huey is based.
Huey is pretty great when his AI decides it wants to work.
Huey
Don't hit
is
me.
based,
Oh, you hit me.
but we need him to work with us just a little bit.
And so only $80 left to get that Magister difficulty. Let's go, everybody.
Go!
Oh, okay, this is literally the worst RNG.
大丈夫ですか
Awesome. So this is
Go 連呼してましたね。
for enough way I am cool. So normally you wouldn't get chased by Debilitas there at all, but because Huey decided he did not want to go into the hole, I got hit by one of those glowing orbs, and those can summon Debilitas. This is exceptionally bad RNG I'm getting today. Now, hopefully he doesn't see me here, but he might. It looks like he's going to, which would be bad. Oh, darn it. Okay.
危ない
So this is significant time loss here, but there is a backup. So I'm going to, you can give me quite a few donations here because I'm going to run all the way back to that closet, which is our backup for when this happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got $5 from Lasagna Persona. Our polycule
このヒューイ君はまだちょっとしつけが足りないっていう状態なんですかね。
Effortlessly, the runners get past parts we lose our minds to. Much love again from Chicago. Thank you for that.
So I'm
we
gonna
also-
say the thing. This has never happened before.
You said the thing!
Yeah, I've never had Debilitas show up there where he did. I
And
knew
guess
that it
what?
was a I knew that it was a possibility, but that has literally never happened before.
Well, because you said the thing, we just reached that incentive for upgrade to Magister difficulty. So, in fact, that's never happened before is good luck.
Sure, let's call it that.
こっ
Thank
ち
you
が
so
ヒュー
much
イ
for
君だっ
helping
た
us
か
reach that chat.
あヒューイって俺のことみたい
Joining
な
the chant on Magister
呼んでる
difficulty.
呼んでるって言
I
っ
love
てつい
making
てき
games
て
harder for our runners.
Okay, I'm gonna wait here for a second.
ここまで来ないと隠れられる場所がないんですね。遠かったですね、
There is
見つかっ
definitely
てから
enemy. Okay, we're fine. So if you want to be extra safe, you would wait for, there we go, for the music to come back.
Huey.
So the downside is because we got that surprise Debilitas showing up, probably going to end up going over estimate. But come on, Huey.
Huey.
でかいのとそうビッグボーイにシェイクって言ったらお手してくれるみたいなところまで交流を深めないと
Raise the grate
い
like
けない
I
んじゃない
did.
ですか。
There are two what's called luminescents, which are those
今度はいけるかな。
fun little blue glowing guys. If one of them hit you, it can summon Debilitas, which is bad. We don't want that because that's what just happened there. But
なかなか道草食っちゃってついてこない時とかがあるように見えますね。これなんだろうキョロキョロみたいな。
didn't want to get in the hole when I told him to get in the hole.
GO はい GO
Watch him do it the first time.
ワン
Huey's
Oh
having
my
a rough
God.
day.
He did.
入りま
He
した
did it immediately.
There we go.
Huey. Huey, why do you do
なんでなんでなんで
So that's what you should have just seen there instead of me getting surprise
はい来て来
chased
て
by the stalker that's not supposed to show up there. That's great.
ヒュー弱い
Hunting
って言
ground
ってた。
giveth, hunting ground taketh away. So like I said earlier, a lot of the
Go, Huey.
RNG in this game is entirely based
Hey,
off of
go.
Huey's AI.
はいワン
And whether or not he will obey your commands.
One.
Which, like right there, I told him to do something. He barked as if he was going to do
入りまし
something,
た。
and then he didn't do the thing. Which is just how it be.
どこでこうまあなかなかグッドボーイってやってあげられないんですか
Now we
ね。
are back on track.
あまりにも時間が重い RTA だから。
So the downside to kicking the doors open is doors only open from one direction, turns out, in this game. It's not one of those games where you can just open the doors from either way. Well, you can open them, but the animation is different. Get up, Fiona.
Go, Huey.
So because of that, you can only kick the doors
言って
open
くれる
or
かな？
slam the doors open from one direction. It is
尻尾振ってますね。
faster to kick the doors open.
何がってなってますね。お鍵拾
But
っ
the
てくれたかな
downside is that it will draw Debilitas to your location. Now, the way that Debilitas works is still not 100% understood with any of the stalkers, really. But there are certain actions that you can take that will cause them to spawn quicker.
タイムはグッドボーイ
I
よ
believe
り
it's
重
both
い
based off of
で
the
しょう
timer
ね。
and based off of your progression, whether or not they can spawn.
Come on.
はい来
And
て
they are wandering
あ、来ま
the
した。
area near where you last saw them, usually. At least for a little while after they ran away. Come on, Huey.
Come on.
So now that I have the desk key there,
One.
which was the
Yes.
whole point of what I've been trying to do here when the game just decided to give me the worst RNG. But now that we have the desk key, we're going to go get something called the Lunar Refractor. Now, the entire point of each Stalker's section of the game is to pretty much get to the boss arena because you can't fight. Okay, he's not growling at Debilitas. Cool. Anytime
吠えてますよ。
Huey growls, it's either him growling at a luminescent or it's him growling at
うなってま
Debilitas.
す
You
ね
don't want him growling at the stalker. That's bad because that means that he's actively hunting you. But we're essentially just trying to get to the boss arena because you cannot take out the stalker permanently. Until you
まあ
get
褒め
to
る
the
っ
boss
ていうのはじゃあ遅延行為ってことなんですね。
Fun fact, The second I leave this
そ
room,
の
now
た
that
っ
I've
た
gotten
1回の
the
褒め
factor, which
を
is what's in this desk here,
惜しむくらい
the
に
boss is
は
going to
遅延に
spawn.
なっちゃうんで
Now,
すか
depending on where
ね。
he spawns, it can be really good or really bad. We got the good spawn. So the best spawn is you go through that door and you don't hear chase music. But if you go through that door and hear chase music, he's either going to be from the north of the room, or he's going to be in 2 spawn locations to the south of the room. The reason why it's better if you don't hear the music, which he is technically still chasing me, even though you don't hear music, because after you get the lunar refractor,
褒めないが指示はするっていうプレイングですからね。どこまで言うこと聞いてくれるのやら。
And I don't know if we have this 100%, if we've been able to figure it out 100%, but I believe that he will keep chasing, quote unquote, chasing you. As you can tell, I have no background music. If there's no background music, that means the Bilitas is nearby. So he will keep chasing you until he finds you. I have heard from some other runners that it is possible for him to show up after the puzzle I'm going to be
あ、
doing in a moment.
ドアを蹴り開けると敵に気づかれやすくなるんで
Directly
す
in a
か？
place where he should not be able to spawn in, period.
バーンって
Hopefully we don't get that RNG,
なんか大きい音がしたなって気づかれちゃうのかな。
which would be the first time it happened to me if it happens. But with how the RNG has been this run so far, I would not be surprised. All right, we got time for about 2 more donations.
Absolutely. So, we had $80 from
走る
Dork.
音にも
So
感づ
good
かれ
luck,
ちゃうんです
Big
ね。
Scared. I know you can do it. And that was the donation that helped us reach that Magister difficulty. We have opened up a new incentive for the Extra Chrono Trigger New Game Plus run. So this incentive is $4,000. If met,
すごく
Jerry
重いものを
Kandra
して
will
ます
do a
ね。
New Game Plus glitchless run of Chrono Trigger following the Chrono Cross run. The chat, that's a whole extra run that we get to add to the schedule, and that means more speed runs, and that means more fatales.
さっき GO って言って柵の中にヒューイ君が入ってくれなかった時人玉が寄
So
って
make
きちゃいまし
sure
たも
that
ん
you
ね。
are adding that incentive when you donate to GDQ.
All right, so this is, it's just the block puzzle. In order to
やっぱ足腰が
finish it,
強
you
い
just
な。
have to memorize the fastest way to get through it, push the blocks into their locations. Thankfully, the game takes mercy on you. No stalker can go into a puzzle room until the puzzle has been finished. So as long as I'm in here and the puzzle is still not completed, we don't have to worry about
倉庫
difficulty,
版みたいな
which is
ことして
nice.
ます
And
ね。
if you hear Okay, for
すごく重そう。
like a half second there, I thought I heard the stalker, and I was like, "Wait, no! I know for a fact he can't come in here." If you hear Huey whining in the background and he's not in the room with you, that means that the stalker is in whatever room he's in, or you've gotten way too far away from him, and it's a sign that his affinity for you has lowered because of it. Because you want to, in order to keep Huey to high affinity, you want to keep Huey nearby you, but this is a speed run, so we gotta go as fast as possible. Usually you end up with a D rank for Huey by the end of the speed run, either category, which we only have categories for the A ending and the C ending. Right, so cross your fingers that Debilitas does not spawn immediately, which would be the worst RNG. Theoretically, we should be fine. Okay, we're good. Yeah, because I have heard from others that he can spawn in the room that I'm currently in. I've never seen it happen before, though. Wait, what? Okay, I just wasn't close enough. So we're going to use that lunar refractor, and you may have seen this little thing that I was turning earlier. We have to turn them in, all 3 of them, in specific ways in order to get that little light to go off, in order to open the door to the boss fight. Thankfully, the boss fight is fairly safe. It's fairly RNG manipped. If I do end up losing, I do have a safety save. But you may notice that Huey is not with me, and we do need Huey for the fight. Thankfully, the game thought of this, and they spawn Huey right before the boss fight, which is kind of nice. I'm going to focus here to make sure I get through this room correctly. I'm going to take the wide arc just to be safe with this RNG. So the reason that I took that room in a specific way is that you would normally have Huey with you, and he would go in a very specific way to get through that room, and you would follow behind him. We don't have Huey, so we can't do that. And if you go straight through the room, you will fall into an infinite pit and get a game over. Alrighty. So we're going to take the goddess key here and immediately go into the boss fight. All right, so we're going to try and get Huey to stay over there, and we're going to just hope. Okay, that's good RNG. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to get Debilitas to take up the witches for us. There we go. Oh, that was I actually got a gold split on that. That was a really good fight. So there are two ways that you can take out Debilitas. One is to get him to break those winches. Technically, you can do it yourself, but they have very high HP, and Debilitas can take them out in one hit. So you just sort of hope that his AI is going to shine on you, which it did for once, which is great, seeing as he tried to kill my run earlier. But the other way that you can get through that
ドア蹴破ったり手で開けたり両方しますね。
way of getting through a boss fight, which you
まあ
attack
さっ
him
きのはもう
until
ボ
he
ス
goes
戦
down.
終わっちゃったからここからは蹴ってもいいのかもしれないけど、それでも今度は手で開けたり
Now, the
追い
reason
か
why
け
we
られ
don't
るか
do
も
that
しれない
is
時の
one,
方が断然
dropping
蹴っ
the
てた気がするけど
chandelier is significantly faster than trying to whittle down his HP. And it is the reason why there's not really a B ending category in speedrunning this game, because the only difference between A ending and B ending is how you defeat Debilitas. Because yes, I may have dropped a chandelier on his noggin, but he's fine. He's alive. He just kind of got over his wanting to give Fiona a hug. Turns out if you drop a chandelier on somebody's head, they don't want to give you a hug anymore.
まあドアがどっちに開くドアかによるんだなこれ多分。手前に引かないと開かないドアは蹴ってもしょうがないってことですかね。内側から奥に開く蝶つがいの向きになってる時は蹴ってるのかな。
And do whatever I want. As long as I don't, do the thing that triggers the next stalker. But since we went to Debilitas and we got that key, we're going to use that final plate key, the one that I've had all the way since the beginning of the game. I'm gonna go all the way to this over here, which is a place that you normally don't see in the speedrun. And we're going to use that plate key on this to open the door. This just takes us to a bathroom, just a random bathroom. But the random bathroom has a secret. The random bathroom has a special stall. It has something that looks suspiciously like the umbrella logo on it. All right.
ちょっと序盤のヒューイ君がついてきてくれなかったりとかはありましたが、この辺は順調そうですね。
So we now have the front door key. Oh, Fiona. There we go. Okay, come on, Huey. So if you ever played a horror game or watched a horror movie and thought, hey, why don't they just leave? Yeah, that's what C ending is. C ending is Fiona just walking out the front door. So we've got time for some donations because I'm going to be backtracking all the way to the beginning of the game.
Absolutely. We just got a $200 donation from Anonymous with no comment. Thank you so much for that. And they did apply that to the extra Chrono Trigger New Game Plus run.
ノーコメントで200ドルの寄付ってすごいな。
All right, so time is going to be as soon as I use the key on the
ポ
front
ンと払
door,
ってくれる。
which is going to be in just a second here because, hey, look, it's the front door. And time. Ooh, okay, that went well once Debilitas decided to cooperate. So Fiona gets the front door key from the man who had just been spending the last 20-30 minutes chasing her around and just uses the key to leave.
はい、GG です。
You miss all of the other stalkers. You miss all of their areas.
全く褒めてないのによくここまでついてきてくれた。
Why Fiona's here in the first place. You miss all of that because that's slow. That's slow. We just go to the front door and leave. So there's Huey. We take Huey. We
本当に
turn around
褒め
and
ま
go,
せん
"Oh,
で
there's
したよ
so
ね、
much
これ。
that we could have done."
ゼログッドボーイじゃないですか。
We just leave. And that is C ending. I do run both categories of this game, A ending and C ending. Debilitas is usually a lot nicer
これは
than he
C エン
was
ディ
this
ングな
time.
ので何も解決しないで帰る。
But we managed to get through just fine.
何だったんだろう、ここ。まあ私とは関係ないや、行こう、みたいな。
And head out here. And get a
知らん
little
知らん、
bit
見な
of
かったこと
a
にしよう。
teaser for A ending. That's Lorenzo. He's the final stalker in the game. But since this is C ending, we don't deal with him at all. He tries to get to us, fails, falls down the stairs, and the game's over.
はい、ゲーム終了ですね。デメント、
I figure
ホ
I
ーンテ
should
ング
give,
グラウンドって書いてありますね。
some shout
ホーンテンググラウンド
outs. But shout out to my bunnies for being cute. They
え、
ran
今の竹中直人じゃないんですか？
anymore, I guess. But they have their own dedicated webcam on my Twitch stream. So if you want to see more of Garrus, Tally, Ed, and Al, come follow me over on Twitch. They have their own dedicated camera and everything.
え、ゼロ竹中直人でした？
Staring at me judgingly in loaf form.
あれも竹中直人ですか？
And thank
竹
you
中直人さん。
to,
ノー竹中直人でフィニッシュですか？
thank
え、
you
じゃあゼロ竹中直
to
人
the events
ゼロ
for
グッド
having
ボー
me
イと
here,
い
even
う
though the
プ
RNG
レイングだっ
tried
たわけです
really,
か？
really hard. But
インゲームタイム32分37秒と出てますね。
and
ドッグレベル E。
that's haunting
E
ground.
ランク。これ何ランクまであるんですか？ A とか S までありますかね。
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
はい、デメントで
segment
した。
on how to make prizes.
こちらね、今回プレイステーション3でプレイされてましたが、もともとはプレイステーション2向けのソフトでしたね。
How are you doing
デ
today?
メント C エンディングカテゴリー31
I'm
分
doing pretty
51
well.
秒で
So
した
I。am interested. How long have you been making?
それでは次のタイトルの準備に移りますので、皆さんチャンネルはそのままでお待ちください。
4 years or so. I kind of like really picked up on it as something to do back in like this period in 2020 when people weren't doing things for some reason. I don't know why. But it was just something to do and I had fun with it, so I started making prizes.
Amazing. So why don't we get into it?
All right.
All right. So what are we gonna make?
Well, it's a surprise.
Oh,
But
Okay.
well,
I like surprises.
you'll see the colors. I think you'll know where I'm going with
Okay,
this.
okay, yeah.
So you're gonna take your little board here.
Yeah.
And we've got some colors, plenty to choose from. We got a bit of yellow. And advanced technique, you get two at once.
Oh. And I see you just put them like on this board here,
Yeah.
just one at a time. Yeah.
And it holds them in place. It's very convenient.
Very careful process here.
It would be very annoying to do if they were just flat on the.
Yeah, yeah.
And get some of this. Some. Oop.
Oop,
Drop
that one-
that. Yeah, but it's careful work. You gotta take your time with it. How long do we have?
We have about like 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. Well, okay. So I speed run. So
Oh,
I'm gonna
yeah.
just speed run this.
Oh,
So
okay.
We're just gonna take some.
Oh.
Well, we'll do this, and I think this is an okay color.
Oh.
And okay, so we've got. I think that's gonna be good enough for some time skip here. So before you melt this, you may realize these perlers, they're made of plastic.
Yeah.
The board is also made of plastic.
Okay. Yeah.
How do we avoid melting the board?
I don't know. How do we?
Tape.
Oh.
So you just want to grab some masking tape, and we're just gonna
I see it's another
the
careful
perlers.
process here.
together, and then we're good. It's gonna be fine. I'm not a professional, but I play one on the internet.
Oh.
So you it's all taped together.
Oh,
So
okay.
you'll want to take it off the board like this. But to make sure there's enough airflow so your perlers don't like blow out or anything, you're going to take your little pointy tool thing, poke holes in the holes of the perlers. And then what's going to happen next is we've got parchment paper. Put that on top of the
Okay.
perler thing.
So why don't we put it
because-
on top of it right now?
Right.
Yeah.
So put it on top.
All right.
That way, nothing's going to stick. And then, of course, the important part is the
What?
iron.
Where did you get that?
Look, that's for legal purposes. I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
But now we're going to...
Oh. 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 Is the prize gonna be okay?
That's fine. I'm trained in this. And voila.
Oh. Oh my goodness.
See?
Oh, it's Faith.
It's Faith.
Oh, that's so cute.
You
I'm
gotta...
really surprised that that's how that came out. I thought, what
Yeah,
happens to the green?
it's look, arbitrary code execution. It's fine.
Oh.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, that's so cool.
and
Oh.
this thing is on the prize tracker now.
Yes.
like-
So
We're that fast.
yeah, so if you are interested in winning this prize, it is a $10 minimum donation, and it's made by Dijon Ketchup. It is a lovely Faith Perler. You could see all the lovely little colors and the beautiful ironing work that was done here, as we just saw.
You know what they say? The ironing is delicious.
I suppose they do say that. Wow, that's incredible. Thank you so much. I'm sure so many people will enjoy this. And hey, now you know how to make perlers.
Yeah, just, the speed tricks are advanced. You may want to take it slow at first.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
perlers.
Yeah. So if you're interested in seeing this prize, feel free to go to gamesdonequick.com/prizes. And if you are also interested in winning this prize, you can go to gamesdonequick.com/donate to donate for this prize. Again, $10 minimum donation made by Dijon Ketchup right here in the studio. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will go ahead and kick it off back to the host.
Wow, what an amazing demonstration for making perlers. Okay, just wow. I will say, I have made some perlers in the past, and they have been amazing, and it's so fun to do. So definitely a really nice hobby to pick up if you'd like to. So I wanted to real quick, while we were setting up for the chant, touch on our bid war that we have open for Chrono Cross. You get to name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the characters with almost any name that you want. So we will touch on that a little bit more in just a moment. But first, I wanted to shout out to Anonymous for their $250 donation. Thank you so much for that. We are so close to $65K raised for the National Women's Law Center. Stick around, you don't want to miss out. So real quick again on that bid war, and I'm going to pronounce some of these wrong, and I'm very sorry about that. I'm not too familiar with Chrono Cross. So we can name Glenn, we can name Kid, we can name Lena, we can name Poshel, I think I said that right, and we can name Surge. So right now, for Glenn, Frog is in first place with $25, and Feth is in second place with $5. For Kid, Chef is currently winning with $50, and there's no other name running against that right now. So if you want Kid to be named something other than Chef, make sure you get that donation in and you apply it to that bid war. For Lena, in first place with $50 I'm definitely going to say this wrong, and I apologize. Amendelweer. If chat wants to correct me on the pronunciation, they are more than welcome to. Again, no other name running against that one. So if you want Lena to be named something different, get that donation in. Poshel doesn't have a name right now. No one's put anything towards Poshel. I think Poshel should probably be named... Yeah? Does someone get that donation in for me? And Surge is currently winning with My Dude at $50. And in second place at $5 is Lieutenant Surge. Great Pokemon reference. We love to see it. Hey. Again, we have that incentive open for the Extra Chrono Trigger New Game Plus run. So if you want Jerry Kandra to do another run of Chrono Trigger New Game Plus Glitchless, make sure you get those donations in and you are choosing that incentive. You can do !donate in the chat, and that will take you directly to our page where you can donate to the National Women's Law Center. Let's hit 65K before we start the chant. I think we can do it. There's not too much left. Let me do some math here. So we just need a little over $200 in order to hit that 65K. So let's go ahead and do that, chat. And welcome back from that break. Hope people had a chance to get up and stretch a little bit, go refill your water, or whatever else you're drinking. I hope people had a chance to think of some great names to put in